Forever Evil. This is the latest event crossover book from Jeff Johns and DC Comics. It centers around villains. It's a villain versus villain team, which is awesome. I was really looking forward to it. Jeff Johns is probably the best writer of villains, I think. I think he's the best, but subjectively the best. He's one of the contenders for the crown. Just think of the villains that he's made amazing. He's Sinestro, kind of not that great. Then Jeff Johns started writing Green Lantern. Now he's one of the best characters ever. All the Flash villains, jokes pretty much. Then Jeff Johns started writing the Flash, and they all became great. Black Adam, no one really cared about. Jeff Johns started writing him. He started to become great. Black Manta, no one really cares about Black Manta. Jeff Johns started writing him, and Black Manta became great. So this is a series where Jeff Johns just gets to take all of his favorite evil toys, Black Manta, the aforementioned Black Manta, Sinestro, Captain Cold from the Flash villains, Lex Luthor obviously is the main character. He's front and center. Bizarro's in this. And he gets to write a story about them from their point of view. And I thought it was going to be awesome. Maybe I'm telling. When I say I thought it was going to be awesome, that seems to imply that it wasn't awesome. And it was. It was pretty good. It was a really good story. The writing is pretty great. The problem with this story, primarily from my point of view, is the art. The art is done by David Finch. Not a particularly big fan of his. A lot of pages in this book they look kind of sloppy. Like a lot of minute details are just. It looks like it was really rushed. Like sometimes Sinestro doesn't have his little mustache. Bizarro's uniform changes a couple times. The facial expressions, like it doesn't really like. Okay, to get into the story, the main villains of the series are the Crime Syndicate, which comes from a universe where good and evil are inversed, so all the good guys are bad and all the bad guys are good. Sort of. In this universe, it seems like all the good guys are really bad, and all the bad guys are kind of good. You know, like Superman of our world in that world is Ultraman, who's super evil. And then they have other people who presumably are evil in our world, and presumably would be good in the other world, but they're not really good. So I don't know what's going on with that. All you have to know: evil Justice League, rolling in deep, playing for keeps. The story opens up. Justice League is dead, and the Crime Syndicate proclaims, like, we're in charge now. Villains join up with us, and we can totally just take this world. No one's gonna stop us. So, good setup. The problem with the art is that, like, the way David Fincher draws, I don't think the Crime Syndicate particularly looks like Ultraman doesn't really look like Superman, I think it would be way more intense and creepy and weird if, like, Ivan Reis drew this, because he draws a really good Superman, and a really good Superman that looks like Superman being really fucking evil and, like, grimacing and killing people. I think that, it's not that we haven't seen it before, but we haven't seen it from Jeff Johns before, I don't think. And so, yeah, I think the art is a major problem for this. It's probably the single biggest thing that's holding this back from being a great story for me. There's another thing that's kind of holding back this story from being great for me, and that's the... I'm going to sound like such a little Bat hater, because a lot of my videos are talking about how much Batman annoys me. But if DC stopped cramming him in every single orifice that he could possibly get crammed into, maybe I wouldn't have to complain so much. See, the story opens up with the entire Justice League being missing, except for miraculously Batman. Somehow Batman is still around. It's really annoying. Like, there's so much in this story. So much is crammed into it. There's all these new characters, all these new relationships forming. Yet, about 30% of the page time is devoted to Batman bumbling around and doing fuck all. He has, and if you read the entire story, no point. There was no point to Batman being here. He never does anything. He's just, honestly, he just looks like an asshole. He looks like an idiot because Lex Luthor is just constantly, like, outsmarting him, like, left and right, which is kind of funny. But still, I would have rather had more time devoted to the Crime Syndicate, and I'm going to call them the Injustice Gang or whatever Lex Luthor's team is. Yeah, the only point of Batman's presence in this is to put him on the cover, and it sets up a new status quo for Nightwing. That's it. There is one great moment where Batman joins up with the villains, and he's like, as long as I'm on this team, I'm in charge, and you guys are going to follow my orders to the letter. And then like it just cuts to like Sinestro and Black Adam and Lex Luthor and all the villains just being like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me right now?" And then Catwoman's like, "No, shut up, Bruce, shut up. They're gonna fucking kill us." So that was kind of funny. But other than that, no point for Batman being in here. Oh, they also, Batman's in here and he tries to break out the old contingency plans to take out the Justice League, hoping they'll take out the evil Justice League. So I guess I should go through these. Superman, Kryptonite. Yay! That's Kryptonite again. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's case was just empty. I can't. There was no plan for Wonder Woman. I guess he didn't want to turn her into a. I guess he didn't want to inject super PCP into her skull, so she goes crazy and kills a bunch of people and dies. Guess that's not gonna work this time. Aquaman, his villain, his counterpart didn't make it through the universe, so they didn't show what his is. Flash's is like a lightning rod from the future, or something that like will absorb his lightning. So, but that one's cool. I don't care. That one wouldn't bother me. That one doesn't bother me. The Green Lantern one in this one is kind of stupid. It's a Sinestro Core ring that Batman somehow got his hands on. Green Lanterns fight Sinestro Yellow Lanterns all the time. That's like their bread and butter, man. That's like saying the Joker is the foolproof way to stop Batman. No, Yellow Lantern ring not the foolproof way to stop a Green Lantern. Anyway, enough ranting about Batman. He's in this book. He shouldn't be. It's annoying. This book is primarily, entirely, centrally focused on Lex Luthor. Lex is in my top 10 comic book characters of all time. He's very interesting. I think he's more interesting than Superman. I mean, I'm not a Superman hater, but I think Lex is definitely way more interesting than Superman. And they have I think, a very definitive opening monologue for the character where he talks about his sister's cat was up in a tree when he was a little kid, and he went to save it, and it scratched him, and then he threw it in a river, and then it's just like it lashed out because it didn't know I was trying to save it, and so I killed it. That's I think that's pretty much Lex Luthor's entire character encapsulated in a little nutshell. He thinks he knows best, and maybe he does, but if things don't go his way, he's probably going to end up fucking killing everyone. So the story is pretty much about him leading this team that consists of, as I mentioned before, Captain Cold, Black Manta, Sinestro, Black Adam, Bizarro. Those are like the main ones. Deathstroke shows up, but he's not really a factor in this. And everyone's really good. These are all characters that time-tested, Jeff Johns approved, awesome characters. Like, the only problem is that there's not a lot of time. Like they're running around doing their mission. They're constantly under attack. There's not a lot of time for a lot of good interplay between the members of the team. Like Black Adam and Sinestro kind of form this little romance. I was going to say romance. Form this little bromance. It's it's really, I don't want to say forced because those two would get along. It comes across as very natural. It's just that Black Adam's jaw gets like crushed in the beginning of the series, so he can't talk. He can only mumble. So like all the characterization of them becoming friends is kind of moot because you can't understand what Black Adam's saying. Apparently Sinestro can, but you know. Also, who has a really funny relationship is Captain Cold and Black Manta, because like if you're gonna do tiers of evil, tiers of like, I don't want to say evil, like tiers of violent and angry and ruthless. That's the word I'm searching for. If you're going to have tiers of ruthless on this team, Black Manta would be at one end, and Captain Cold would be the other. Because Black Manta is a ruthless motherfucker, and Captain Cold is just trying to, keep his head down and keep alive during this entire thing. So a lot of funny interactions between them. Black Manta being just this cold, ironically, this cold motherfucker, and Captain Cold being like, this guy's fucking crazy. Those two are fun. And the best relationship in this series is definitely Lex Luthor and Bizarro. This is the new 52 Bizarro, who is, instead of, just saying everything backwards, he's just kind of like a Frankenstein's monster in terms of personality, where he's just like, friend. They even do the flower bit, where he hands Lex a flower. So, Bizarro, kind of like the breakout star of this. He doesn't get a lot to do, but, he's very endearing in this. Oh, also, I should mention I'm only reading this. I didn't read any of the tie-ins in Justice League. Those are not out as of the time of this recording. Um, so I'm only reviewing this story without. I'm gonna have a couple of complaints that are probably gonna be answered in the other story in the Justice League tie-in issues. Like, for example, I don't think the Crime Syndicate get a great deal of characterization in this. Like Johnny Quick, who's the Flash, and Power Ring, who's Green Lantern, actually do. Ultraman is just he's just I'm Superman, but I'm evil. Wonder Woman, Superwoman is just she's just baby crazy. That's like her entire character, and this is that she's pregnant, and you never know who the father is until the very end, and she's just like obsessed with that child. And then the word Owlman in this, who's the alternate universe Batman, like he's not even evil. In this story, he doesn't do anything evil. All he does is like want to help Nightwing out. It's like it. He's upset because his Nightwing, or whatever the character's name is, his Dick Grayson died. So now he's like obsessed with Nightwing. So he's just sitting there like, I like Nightwing. Like he doesn't do shit, and it's very disappointing because Owlman was awesome in Crisis on Two Earths. He was a very creepy character because imagine a Batman who's evil. He's like this cold, logical, ruthless dude. In this one, he's just like I guess he does kind of work as the opposite of Batman because in this he's like very, very friendly and warm, and he really has respect for his teammates. In this, I'm sure in the tie-ins he's fucked up, but in this he just loves Nightwing and he wants to be friends with him. So even DC can't even stomach making alternate Batmans evil. They do it to Superman every couple of months, but an evil Batman I don't think has ever been done by DC. But Power Ring is great because he's the opposite of Green Lantern, and Green Lanterns are known for their bravery. So Power Ring is known for being a fucking quivering, callow, sycophantic coward, and I thought he was awesome. He was really funny. I like Hal Jordan, so I liked Harold Jordan as the evil coward Green Lantern, who has like weird eldritch Cthulian. His ring is like instead of being alien, like instead of like benevolent alien technology, it's like weird Lovecraftian alien technology that like his arms all like veiny. It's pretty cool. And Johnny Quick is just, Flash being the nicest, most polite member of the team. Johnny Quick is just a complete and utter asshole. He's just such a douchebag. Yeah, he's dating Atomica, who's the evil Atom, and she's okay. But Johnny Quick is pretty funny because he's such an unrepentant. It's just such a douche. He's just a complete douchebag. But again, getting back to the art, he looks like his costume is so dumb when David Finch draws it. When David Finch draws it, like his hat looks like it looks like a normal Flash face, and then his hat looks like Link from Zelda. If it was red, his hat had like a lot of starch. It would just kind of like shot straight back. It's this weird like cloth thing it's really dumb. When in the alternate covers they show Ivan Reis drawing it, and it looks just like a helmet, like a silver helmet. I'm like, that looks a million times better. He doesn't look like nearly as much of an asshole. When I don't want to say good artist, but an artist I like draws him, I think he looks way better. So that's going through all the little bits I liked. The story, you can kind of guess just from looking at this. Supervillains take over. They say, listen to us, and then Lex and a couple of like-minded individuals are like, fuck that. We do what we want, because we're villains. There's a surprise little... Okay, that's my review, mostly spoiler-free. I would definitely get this. Wait till the soft cover, or at least rent it from your library, or take it out from your library, or read this if you get a chance, because it's pretty good. I'm going to get into a little bit of spoiler stuff here. At the end of the story, the crime syndicate have had this prisoner this entire time, and they're like, we can't release him because he'll kill us all. And it turns out to be Alexander Luthor, the Lex Luthor of their Earth, who has apparently the power to steal other people's powers. And he's stolen the power of Mazaz, which is Shazam backwards. So he says Mazaz and becomes, he's also the father of Superwoman's baby. And they team up and double cross everyone. He starts killing everyone. See, that was my problem. Like, it doesn't seem like Lex Luthor's evil in our universe, so you would think his opposite would be good. He seems just as fucked up and evil as Lex, or even more so in kind of a way. So I don't know. They mention, yeah. So Lex Luthor takes him out. Spoiler alert. I guess this is the spoiler section anyway. Lex Luthor takes him out, and it's a very awesome way he takes him out. I'm not going to spoil it here because it's really cool. It's a really clever thing Lex does, I think. But I have a problem with that, the fact that Alexander Luthor is now just pure evil, because I always liked the concept of, like, the universe where everyone's flipped and there's, like, a good Joker, and there's a good Captain Cold, and there's a good Gorilla Grodd, and there's a, you know, a good Sinestro. I would really like to read that series, because they have Earth 2 now. Earth 3 would be an awesome series about, like, the guerrilla war between the Crime Syndicate and Alexander Luthor's Justice League. But I guess the bad guys are just as bad in the other universe as they are here. Although, in the fight between Captain Cold and Johnny Quick mentions he recognizes Captain Cold, which is kind of cool. And he mentions that he's a cop that he killed, that Johnny Quick had killed. He's like, I'm going to kill you again in this universe. You were a cop in mine. So maybe he was a crooked cop, or maybe he was, I don't know, maybe Alexander Luthor is just crazy, and, you know, there is a good Captain Cold and a good Sinestro, and I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath for that series, but I think it would be awesome. Also, the way Captain Cold takes out Johnny Quick is pretty great, too. Yep. So, I love all these. I love all the villains. So, I eat this shit for breakfast and seconds for lunch. I'm a total mark for this villain biz. So if you are too, check this out. You probably already have. Check this out though. But if you're just kind of into you just want like a big world changing story, not gonna come here. Not gonna find it here. This whole story takes place in like 2 days. If you're looking for a Batman story, not here. If you're looking for a Lex Luthor story, this is probably one of the better ones. So thanks for listening.